So this is my long-term review on my Everlast PowerPlasma 50. I've had this machine since February of 2013. It's February of 2014, so we're at the 1 year point roughly. I think there's about a 2-week difference. I've used this machine so much that I can't even begin to explain to you. I've used this machine to cut apart vehicles, cut through rust, cut through paint, cut through powder coat, cut through pretty much anything. I've used it and abused this machine, and it keeps on going. I've only had one issue with the machine ever. Okay, that one issue is my fault, 100% my fault. When you get these machines, they have a maximum air pressure that you should have going into the machine, into the line here. Okay, I believe that's 90 psi, but don't quote me on that. I exceeded that. I exceeded that by about 30 psi or so. I was using my California Airtools compressor that I use to power this thing up, or supply this with air. I was using that to power up an impact gun that I was having some problems getting some lug nuts off, so I cranked up the air pressure to get the lug nuts off, and went back to go use this a little bit later and plugged it in and didn't take the line pressure back down to where it needed to be. There's a little air hose inside this machine, a little black air hose towards the bottom on this side of the case. It popped off of its fitting. It was just too much air pressure, popped off of the fitting, scared the hell out of me. But it was no big deal. I opened up the case, put the air line back on the fitting. It didn't break the hose, it just popped off. And clamped down the clamp a little bit tighter, and never had a problem with it ever since. The only things that I may recommend or suggestions, things that I would change if I had the ability to make suggestions. I don't like this cover on the torch lead, this little rubberized thing. You're cutting and you're throwing metal and slag and parts and everything on there, and stuff's going to fall on your lead, as it has, and it's burned through that. It would be nice if that was some sort of a fire retardant material, an Omex, or maybe even just a leather sleeve or something, or if you guys sold something that you could put over the top of that was leather, that would be pretty awesome. Something that's going to be a little bit more durable than that so it doesn't melt. I know this torch is kind of an entry-level torch for this machine. You can actually get the torch that they use on the PowerPlasma 60. It's a better torch according to them. I don't know because I've never used it. I do plan on upgrading to that at some point just because I want to, just because I want to see if the consumable life is any better or any worse or the same or whatever. I'm just curious. But let me think. Is there anything else that I would change on this thing? Yes, I'd get rid of this air regulator. I'd get rid of this altogether, okay? I don't like it being a part of the machine. It would be nice if it was external. Outside of that, and the only reason I say it'd be nice if it was external, if that fails for any reason, if you have any trouble with it, if it was external, you could replace it really easy. With it being built into the machine, you don't have that option. But outside of that, I wouldn't change anything. If you guys could sell it with the better torch or make that an easy selectable option on your website, that would be pretty cool. That's if Everlast employees are paying attention to this video. But outside of that, everything's great. Love this machine. As far as outside of my welder, because obviously I need a welder in my shop, outside of that, this is the most valuable piece of machinery that I have in my shop. And I don't mean by the cost of it, I mean by its importance in my shop. This machine saves me so much time, ridiculous amounts of time. And it just, without this, I wouldn't be able to do this as a business, quite frankly. It would just take too much time. I wouldn't be able to bring my costs down to compete with bigger businesses, and it would just take way too much time. This is a great machine. If you guys are looking to try to start your own home shops, put a plasma cutter high up on your list. Outside of that, I don't really have anything else to say. Lately I've been using Harbor Freight's consumables, with the exception of this cup. I use my consumables to the point where they pretty much are useless. The cup on this thing is shot. You see that? It is destroyed. But this is the second cup I've had on here, right here, and I've been using it like that, and it's a mess. I need to change that out. I need to change my tip and this little, I don't know what they call that, the nozzle. These things, this is way on its last leg, but it still works. It still works. Even in that condition, it still works. It's not the best cuts. It's not going to cut as thick a metal when you're using your consumables to that, to that degree, but it still works. Like I said, I was using the Harbor Freight consumables. Harbor Freight doesn't sell the cups. They sell the air rings. No, actually, they don't even sell that. The little swirl rings, the little plastic ones in there. But I've never used up one of those. Those swirl rings, I'm still using the one that I got with this machine. The electrode thing that's inside of there and the nozzle, those things Harbor Freight sells, and they work. It's hard to tell if they work any better or any less, just because, like I said, I use this thing to cut so many different things, and everything from air pressure to what I'm cutting through, torch distance from what I'm cutting on, all of that can affect consumable life. Unless I'm using this on a plasma table and everything's pretty much uniform, and there's no way for me to really judge if consumables are better or worse than the next without having the exact same scenario that I'm using them in. So, but consumable life seems to be just fine. When I bought this machine, it came with a bunch of stuff that lasted me about 6 months. Then I went out and bought some Harbor Freight stuff, and that lasted me about another 6 months. And I'm ready to buy some more here right now. Everlast, if you want to be awesome, send me some. But I don't expect it. Anyway, what else? That's it. That's absolutely it. So, great machine. Love it. Wouldn't change a thing. It'd be nice if I could get me another one of these, actually, and a CNC table. When I do go buy a CNC table, as long as Everlast's machines work good with the CNC table that I do get when that time comes, I'll have no problem whatsoever buying another one of these machines for that table. But again, it depends on how well they work with the actual electronics on the table. So anyways, thanks for watching. Check out the links in the description. There'll be a link to where you can find this machine on Amazon. If you choose to buy this through Amazon after clicking on my link, it does help me. It really, really does help me. Everlast doesn't sponsor me, but I am an Amazon affiliate, and I will get a commission for you guys clicking on the link and actually buying anything off of Amazon within 24 hours of clicking on the link. So that would be awesome. If you want to go through Everlast, let them know that I sent you. Maybe one day they'll sponsor me, who knows, but right now they're not. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, go like our Facebook page, that link's in the description. Follow me on Twitter if you use Twitter, that link's in the description, and check out alvarezmetalworks.com, that link is in the description. Thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and talk to you guys later.